Hello and welcome to another episode, of a show that I personally call the Popcorn King. Got lots of things that I've seen over the past week, but also it's halfway through the year, so I thought I'd start going through what I predict really early predictions for best film at the Oscars. So I'm gonna end with that this week. I have not seen most of the films that I'm predicting. I'm just predicting them because of the hype they're getting, of them being shown at film festivals, of the directors and actors, and just their sort of past success at Oscars and things like that. Basically, just a few things like that. And we'll just see how good I do in terms of predictions. My, halfway through the year predictions. So, without further ado, I'm going to go into a few reviews first. And the first review that I'm gonna do is a review that I personally call The Fantastic Four. Is it The Fantastic Four or just Fantastic Four? It's better than Fanforstic, which was the last one. Fanforstic was a bad title, very bad title. So I've just seen The Fantastic Four, which is the brand new Pedro Pascal movie, starring Pedro Pascal, starring Vanessa Kirby. What's his name? Ebon Moss Backrack. I think I'm saying that right. And then Joseph Quinn, Julia Garner, Ralph Ineson, and of course the one and only Paul Walter Hauser. So what did I think of the film? I thought the film was... I'm just going to read the synopsis first, actually, just before I get into what I thought of the film. So, forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond, the Fantastic Four must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus and his enigmatic herald, Silver Surfer. I thought the film was great. I just thought it was great. Like, it was just a top Marvel film, right? Marvel have been a little bit up and down since the Infinity Saga, right? After Endgame, it's been some good, a lot slap bang average, and then some that are actually bad. Whereas it used to be like loads were great and some were average. But yeah, like they've just really dipped in quality, and I think since Thunderbolts, which was the last film they released, I thought that was really really good, and now I think this one's really really good. That's two really goods in a row. It's definitely by far the best Fantastic Four film you'll ever see. That's for sure. So yeah, I really really loved it. I'm gonna give a couple of spoilers, I guess, in this film, in this review of this film. So if you don't want any spoilers at all, just fast forward, pause it, like, comment, and subscribe, and then leave. So yeah, you've had your spoiler warning, okay? But Galactus in it, I guess he eats planets. So he's giant. He's a very, very big, gigantic being who eats planets. Now, in this film, Vanessa Kirby's character, Sue, what's her name? Sue Storm. She gets pregnant, and Galactus goes, "Hey, I'll save your planet. I'll spare your planet. Sorry, if you give me your baby." And Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby are like, nah, we good. So that's the real premise of the film, if I'm honest with you. That's the premise of the film. This Galactus is going to eat Earth unless Vanessa Kirby gives Galactus her baby. And yeah, just a pretty simple, bog standard storyline, if I'm honest with you, but it worked. Like, I guess it's the world building which I really really enjoyed. A lot of similarities, I have to say, to Superman. we don't do any origin story. We just slap bang in the middle of a new adventure, right? For our main character, just like in Superman. Spoiler alert for Superman if you haven't seen Superman. So we're slap bang. It's like we this might as well be the third film in a trilogy, right? It's like you just slap bang into the next adventure. So the world build, it's a brand new world that we're getting introduced to, a world where there are monsters. I don't know if there are other superheroes in the Fantastic Four world, but there's different sort of realms. There's different planets, I guess. Like they seem to be aware of different planets. They seem to be aware of black holes and things, just much like Superman as well. There's black holes in Superman. There's other sort of ways of living. So, like for example, in Fantastic Four, there's a whole world that sort of lives underneath our world that we know. If you want to say Fantastic Four is set in our world, there's a whole other world sort of underneath by these, I can't remember what they called it, subterranea or something, like a whole world where people live under the earth, which is really interesting. And much like Superman, our hero is beloved by everybody, and then very much like Superman, somewhere in the middle, the general public turn on our heroes, just like in Superman, they turn, and then Superman and Fantastic Four both have to sort of win the public back, I guess, by saving the world. So some very similar story beats. I watched Fantastic Four kind of going, okay, similar story beats, similar story beats, similar story beats. Got it. Gotcha. There's like a second act. So like the second act, I guess the middle act of Superman is him in that pocket universe. So he leaves Earth, goes somewhere else, which is very spacey. And the second act of Fantastic Four is the same. They leave Earth and they go somewhere else for a chunk. And so, yeah, like I say, lots of similarities. I will say maybe the politics of Superman is a bit more interesting, a little bit more fleshed out. The crowd, the public going against Superman, yes, it definitely seems to be more fleshed out, and him winning back their trust, I guess, seemed to take longer. Whereas in Fantastic Four, there doesn't seem to be much politics involved. It's like Fantastic Four sort of have full authority to go and do anything they need to, and there's really no political consequences whatsoever. And when the public do turn against them, Sue Storm merely gives a speech, and they seem to go, okay, yeah, fair enough. She's like, I don't want to give my baby away. And they're like, fair. And it's, I guess a little bit more simplistic than the Superman. The way Superman plays out, I think, is a bit more complicated, maybe a tiny bit more to chew on there. Which, it's just different films, I think I like these films basically equally. I think they were both really, really, really good. The middle scene, so these middle sections, one of Superman where he's gone to another realm, the pocket universe, and the middle section of this where Fantastic Four leave Earth and go, to another galaxy far, far away. The middle section of Fantastic Four is incredible, whereas the middle section of the Superman one is just fine. Yeah, he's in a pocket universe and he's trapped in a cage. Yeah, fine. Meeting Galactus while Sue Storm is pregnant and Sue Storm is about to give birth and they've got to escape Galactus as their meeting kind of fails, and they've got to fight the Silver Surfer whilst doing this and shake off the Silver Surfer who's chasing them. Even when they go through sort of warp speed through wormholes or whatever, Silver Surfer's chasing them, just can completely follow them and keep up with them. Like, and the black hole and the giving birth. Yeah, I was like, this is great. This is such a solid half an hour of movie. This is some of the best half an hour of superhero film I've seen in a while. It was scary. You're on the edge of your seat. It was thrilling, fantastical. I just loved it. That that second, that second part was so good, and that really elevates this film to a very high mark to me. Now, another spoiler alert: I'm not massive comic book nerd. Haven't read many Fantastic Four comic books, and I don't know much that maybe other people do know. But at the end, there's an after credit scene. And there's one at the very, very end of the credits, which is just a silly little nice thing. But there's one sort of in the middle, mid-credit scenes, right? And it's Sue Storm with her baby. She leaves her baby on the sofa for 10 seconds, comes back, and there's a man there with a mask. The mask is off, I guess, and we can't see the man's face, but I think it's heavily insinuated that this is Doctor Doom, who I believe is being played by Robert Downey Jr. So that's exciting because we know that Robert Downey Jr. and Doctor Doom is going to appear in a future Avengers film. So this is where it begins, right? How good is that? This is what we need from after credit scenes. After credit scenes that have some consequence or something to get us excited for the next part. You know, like when Thanos, when we first see Thanos in an after credit scene, and he's like, "I have to do it myself." So exciting, right? When we at the end of Thunderbolts, they see Fantastic Four arriving in their spaceship. So exciting. And yeah, at the end of this one, we see Doctor Doom kind of playing with the little baby. So yeah, all in all, really good film. Really, really enjoyed the film. I think it deserves top marks. I put it basically on the exact same level as Superman. I think I enjoyed both of them the same. So yeah, really, really great marks. I'd love to know what you thought about it. Did you think that middle sequence was as thrilling as I thought? Did you think maybe some of the politics was a bit more simplistic than the Superman film? Let me know what you thought. Pedro Pascal was amazing in it. Joseph Quinn was really, really good. I feel like those two stole it. And Julia Garner as Silver Surfer was wonderful. And obviously Paul Walter Hauser probably basically stole the film because he's so good. Anyway, let me know what you thought in the comments below, because I would just love to hear your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else. Next, I'm going to be doing a review of a TV series which I just watched because it got nominated for some Emmys, Best Drama. Paradise. Okay, Paradise is the brand new series with Sterling K. Brown. And it is very interesting. So there's a lot of twists and turns in this film. So I won't give away many spoilers at all, but always be warned, I might give something away. I'm just going to read the synopsis that they put down here on IMDb. A Secret Service agent investigates the murder of a former Prime Minister in a seemingly former president in a seemingly peaceful community. Sorry, I'm from the UK. We have prime ministers. That synopsis tells you basically nothing, because there's a huge part of this story which I guess is a twist by the end of the first episode. I didn't see it coming at all, but there's definitely a sci-fi element to this story. Let's basically say some kind of fantasticalness is going on. Something, very sci-fi. So I knew nothing about this series. All I knew is that it got nominated for Emmy. I put it on, and I will say the first 90% of the first episode, I was like, this looks kind of average. Looks fine. President being killed. I guess it's just going to be a normal detective. Let's see what happened. And the bodyguard is going to be our main character. And he's going to do the main investigation. great. I was, being like, fair. Let's see where this goes. But the twist at the end is huge. You're like, I had to like pause and rewind and be like, wait, did I hear that right? Like, what's happening? Like, what they're where? Like, everyone is what? Like, everyone is where? What? Why are they? Where is everybody? Why are they there? And what is happening? Like, almost like the death of the president seems like a really minor plot point when you compare, I guess, the setting of this film, which they don't really tell you until the end. You're like, what? Who cares about the death of the president? What? Why? That's what I was like. I was like, why? But yeah, the series is really good. Like, it's one of those classic series where the twists and the cliffhangers at the end of every episode are so good that you're like, well, I have to watch the next one now. I simply must watch the next one now. That's what you go like. When you watch this film, you're like, well, now I absolutely have to watch the next one. Some really great performances throughout the whole thing. Obviously, Sterling K. Brown is wonderful. I really like James Marsden. And then you've got, I haven't heard of this lady before, but she plays a character called Sinatra, Julianne Nicholson. She's great. She's really good. What a great face she has. And then another character who's definitely plays a larger role towards the beginning of the series is a guy called John Beavers, who plays a character called Billy Pace. He is wonderful. I really wish he was in it longer because I just thought he was amazing. But yeah, really surprised me this whole series. Like I say, a surprising amount of sci-fi in there, a surprising amount of twists and cliffhangers. I will say there's this one plot point which I think is a bit lazy, and it's got something to do with the Wii, as in the game console. And light spoilers, somebody does something very big for a seemingly trivial reason, which is I want to play on the Wii. I want to play the Wii console. And you're like, that's kind of lazy writing, because good writing is this thing happens, and so this thing happens, which means this thing happens. Like, it should be dominoes. Like, things have consequences. This thing was like, this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. Just like an and, like a, oh yeah, and this person really wants to play the Wii. You're like, wait, why? That seems so trivial, inconsequential. It feels like just a, yeah, and the character likes to play the Wii, so that's the reason. And you're like, what? That didn't really make any sense. Like that just felt unearned, if you know what I mean. Yeah, but that's literally the only bad thing I've got to say about it. The whole series really surprised me. I enjoyed it a lot. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions on this show. What did you think of the twists, the cliffhangers, the performances? And just let me know in the comments below. I would love to read them. Next, I am doing a review of a movie that I saw at the cinema, and the movie is called I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is the brand new slasher film starring... Who is it actually starring? People I have never seen before in my life. Madeline Klein, Chase Sue Wonders, Jonah Hauer-King, Tyreek Withers, Sarah Pigeon, Billy Campbell. A whole bunch of actors you've never heard in your life, and then two actors, or three actors even, that you have heard, but not for a long time. Probably spoiler alert. Turn off now if you don't want any spoilers, I guess. But Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr., and Jennifer Love Hewitt. They are all in this film. Am I in the noughties? Am I in the late 90s, early noughties? Haven't heard of those actors for so long. But yeah, nice to see them back. Really fun to see them back. What did I think of this film? I mean, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of slasher movies. Um, so this is I don't know how many I Know What You Did Last Summers there were. Is this the third one? The fourth one? I feel like there was I Know What You Did Last Summer, and then the next one was like I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, which is like, okay, that's a good title. This one is just I Know What You Did Last Summer again. Is it a reboot? It's not a reboot because they reference things that happened in I Know What You Did Last Summer, the first one. It's just the exact same title, I guess. I'm just not that into slasher films. I have to say, like, I don't know why. Halloween doesn't really do it for me. The only slasher film that I vaguely find interesting, really, is the Scream franchise. And that's because they just seem to flip the genre on its head so often and play with your expectations. But in the end, it's like, it's sort of always the person who you, I guess, the absolute least expect, which makes the person you least expect them the one you expect the most in a weird sense. So in the end, you're just watching it going, oh, I guess they probably did it. No, actually, I guess the film is really leaning towards this person not doing it, so they probably did it. You just spend your whole time kind of going, yeah, I guess this person, I guess that person, and it never feels like I'm just enveloped in the film, if you know what I mean. I never feel just totally engrossed by the film. I'm just watching it going, maybe this person, that person probably did it because there's no way they could have done it. So therefore they probably did it just because that's what these type of films do. This person, there's 0% chance they could have possibly have committed the murders. So they probably did it. You know, it's like that when you watch these films. It's like there's just too many slasher films with that idea behind it, I guess. So you're just forever guessing and therefore just not in it as much, personally. That's how I feel. The jump scares in it are just, they felt very empty as well. I didn't feel like they did the thing they needed to do. It's a shame because they brought back the Final Destination, right? And that was like a throwback type of horror film, and I loved it. I thought the most recent Final Destination, Bloodlines, was so good. This, I was like, it's fine. Hey, Freddie Prinze Jr. is back, which is good. So maybe they'll do like a She's All That again. Sarah Michelle Gellar's back. Maybe they're gonna do a Buffy film soon. Jennifer Love Hewitt's back. Jennifer Love Hewitt's back. Maybe they'll do a what is she even famous for? I don't even remember. Why is she famous? What did she do that made her so famous? What did she do? I'm actually trying to look at her IMDb right now. What the hell did she do that made her so famous? She was in Tropic Thunder. I didn't remember her from that. Everyone was in Tropic Thunder though, so that doesn't count. What was the big films that she did? She did The Tuxedo of Jackie Chan. I love Jackie Chan. Don't remember her in that. Heartbreakers. There we go. I do remember her being in that. Heartbreakers, of course. Damn. Okay. That's fair enough. She did something. Anyway, tell me what you thought of this film. Maybe you loved it. Maybe I'm just cynical about slasher films. They just don't do it for me anymore. But yeah. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. I would love to know your thoughts. Next, I am doing a review of another TV series that I watched simply because it was nominated for the Emmys. I almost said Grammys there. The Diplomat. So, The Diplomat is a series, Kerry Russell series starring Kerry Russell, and also starring Rufus Sewell and David Gyasi and Ali Ahan, and Rory Kinnear. Wow, a lot of people that I haven't really heard of, if I'm honest with you. But what did I think of this TV series? So it got nominated for an Emmy, and I had never watched it, so I watched one season, and then I watched another season right after. It's 2 seasons, so I watched the most recent season. At first, I was like, this isn't that good. You know, it's one of those series which is about politics and working your way up and trying to get nominated. A bit like House of Cards vibes, right? But kind of a bit more, I don't know, cheeky, silly, just comedy-ish, kind of funny-ish. The first few episodes, I was really like, this is just comedy-ish. But then it does start to get serious. And by the end of the first season, that ends with a bang, like an explosion. And then the second season is just great. You're in it. It's political. It's about looking the right way, dressing the right way, saying the right things. Like, it did take a few episodes for me to get into this, but I have to say it is very, very good. Carrie Russell is amazing. Every single performance in this show is actually top notch. Carrie Russell just does an insane job in this, and as does Rufus Sewell, who plays Hal, her husband, this charming guy. And it's one of those things where you just can't ever seem to ever trust anything anyone says, not because they're trying to deceive you, but because by law they might not be allowed to say certain things that they know, because everybody's working. These are the people that are working in the highest up of the highest up. It's prime ministers talking with presidents, talking with heads of CIA, talking to ambassador this and ambassador that, and like everybody knows one thing, and it's like you realize knowledge really is such a valuable currency. Like the guy who had his penis cut off. Oh, I was going to say the guy who had his penis cut off in Game of Thrones, but that really doesn't narrow it down, because you got like 10 characters who had their penises cut off. But you know the one with the bald head, Viserys, is his name Viserys? Knowledge. It's just about having knowledge, really. Having knowledge is what gives you power, and everybody seems to have a bit more knowledge than the next person, and you're just like, oh wow, like the secrets, the friendships that you've got to keep, but keep everyone at arm's length, who did what. I will say there is something kind of small about the story when you realize you've got to the end of season 2 and they're still kind of about this. It's all centered around this attack that happened on a ship, full of UK servicemen. So like 40 UK servicemen died because of this attack on a ship. And it's like, okay, well, the Russians obviously did it. Okay, well, this person did it. Okay, well, this person did it. And it's like, there's like so many twists. It's like, oh my God, no, they did it? The Brits did it to themselves? And then it's like another twist going, wait, the Russians were hired by the Brits, who was given the idea from the and it's like, well, how many layers of twist does this twist need to go through? You know, it's just the one thing, this one incident. I get it, really important, but like, it's taken 2 whole seasons, and we keep finding out what happened to like who did it, and it's like, revelation, these people did it, and then it's like, oh, another revelation, these people made those people do it, and then, oh my God, another revelation, these people did it to themselves, and then it's like, by the end of season 2, it's like, another revelation. These people made these people do it to themselves and framed these people. And you're just like, okay, well, it's gone through too many layers of reveals now. It's like Inception of revealing the twist. It's like, well, how many twists do I have to jump through to get... It's not that... It would be like at the end of Sixth Sense, where it's like, I see dead people. And then another twist at the very end where we realise the little kid who can see dead people is also dead. And then another twist at the end of that where we realise, oh, Bruce Willis has actually been alive this whole time. And then another twist after that where we realise, oh, wait, it's Bruce Willis's wife that actually died. You know, it'd be too many twists. And that's kind of what this is like by the end. You're like, well, you're taking away the, I guess, the impact of the big revelation that you keep giving me, because Now I'm just expecting it. Like now, where I am, where I'm like 5 twists in. I'm just like, well, I don't even necessarily believe the the twist that I'm in at the moment. I guess someone else will have made that person convince this person who then hired the Russian. You know, it's like, yeah, the impact is sort of worn off. Let's just move to a new incident, I guess. Let's move to a brand new incident, and then let's get twists on that new incident. How about that? What, like, why so many twists on this one ship that got attacked at the very, very beginning of season 1? So that's my little rant over. I don't know if that made any sense, but yeah, that kind of bothered me a little bit. But apart from that, really good show. I can totally see why it's being nominated for an Emmy. I can totally see why the acting is being nominated. Just really good show, really good writing. I guess good twists. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Next, I am doing what you've all been waiting for, my early Oscar predictions. I'm finally doing it. So it's 6 months into the year. No, it's 7 months into the year now. We're past the halfway point of the year. So I want to give you my early Oscar predictions. So at number 1, I think this is most people's number 1 at the moment. I've got Sinners by Ryan Coogler. Sinners is an incredible film. It's a genre film. It's a horror film. It's a vampire film. But it's directed within an inch of its life. It's so directed, this film. It's like you watch this and you're like, fuck me. Ryan Coogler directed the shit out of this film. Like, it is so well directed. You're just like, yeah, the acting's good, the script is good, but there's something about it which is, you just watch it and you go, this film is just directed well. It's so well realized. The story, the idea, the metaphor behind it, everything is so thought out, so precisely thought out. Just incredible. I totally am expecting Sinners to be nominated everywhere, especially the Oscars. At 2, I have Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Why is this my number 2? I don't know if this is anybody else's number 2, but it's my number 2 at the moment, just because I think of Paul Thomas Anderson directing There Will Be Blood. Now, it got its flowers at the time, obviously. It's got one of the best performances ever put to screen. That film is quite rightly beloved. But I feel like it stood the test of time in a way no one knew it was going to. That film is on a list of just the best films of all time. And I don't think people realized it at the time, right? Watching it. It is a delicately told story. And people liked it, like they even loved it at the time, but it has grown into becoming like an American classic, right? And people love that film. It's a masterpiece of a film. It really is an absolute masterpiece with one of the best performances ever made. So now I'm like, people are going to see Paul Thomas Anderson with another all-time great actor with Leonardo DiCaprio, and they're going to pay attention and they're going to take notice this time, and they're going to really, really take notice of this film and be like, okay, the last time Paul Thomas Anderson teamed up with an all-time great actor, we got There Will Be Blood, which is one of the greatest films of all time. It's in that list now. We have to pay attention. People are going to sit up and pay attention. One Battle After Another is my number 2 for that reason. Number 3, I've got Wicked for Good. I just think the first film was so well realized. I think the first film was so exciting. It took so many people by surprise. The performances took so many people by surprise. And people keep saying that the second half of Wicked isn't as good. The songs aren't as good. Um, I don't know why they're saying that. The second half of Wicked has the song For Good, which is arguably the best song, not only in Wicked, but one of the best duets that's been written for musicals ever. It's got No One Mourns the Wicked. It's got As Long as You're Mine. These songs are bangers, and they're even writing brand new songs for this. And not only that, we get to see, and I know because I'm a musical theatre guy, so I know how this all happens, but we get to finally see how all of this intertwines with the Wizard of Oz properly and the characters of Wizard of Oz. And we really get to see Wizard of Oz turned on its head in such an interesting, clever way. So I think people are going to be like, oh, that was really clever when they watch this. They're going to be like, oh my God, that's so clever. Like, I really do think people are going to love this. So that's my number 3. Number 4, I've got J. Kelly, which is the Noah Baumbach film, starring George Clooney and Adam Sandler. I'm just hearing a lot of things. The main thing being Adam Sandler may win Best Actor at the Oscars because of this performance. Everybody just saying his performance is out of this world. So I know Baumbach's wonderful, so I'm just putting this at number 4, J. Kelly. At number 5, I am doing Begonia. This is a Yorgos Lanthimos movie starring Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons, of course. And I just think the Academy at the moment are on the Yorgos Lanthimos train. He's just very good, isn't he? He's just really, really good. And he makes unusual films. And he's not afraid to tackle weird subjects, even icky subjects at times. And Emma Stone is a world-class actress. Jesse Plemons is a world-class actor. Number 6, I'm going for Deliver Me From Nowhere. This is the Bruce Springsteen film. I don't know Bruce Springsteen that well. I feel like he always just does songs that's about like, yeah, I'm in the USA. Like those sort of films. Baby, I was born to run. Those sort of like big, giant American classic songs, which just, I guess, are slightly less popular here in the UK. So I don't know. I don't know much about Bruce Springsteen. However, I do know the actor they've got, which is the actor from Bear, looks exactly like Bruce Springsteen. So probably going to get nominated. Also, there's always like these biopics of musicians. They always seem to get nominated. So I've got high expectations. Number 7, I have Marty Supreme. This is directed by one of the Safdie brothers, and I just think it's about time one of the Safdie brothers gets into the Oscars because their films are great, right? This one's starring Timothée Chalamet, and he looks wonderful in this film. And then I'm just going to go to my number 8 now, which I saw the trailer for this just before Fantastic Four. And of course, I'm talking about Avatar. You just never doubt James Cameron. Never doubt him. He makes films that everybody will pay to see. Everybody in the whole world. Every single person in the whole world will pay to see these films. And he makes gigantic films that get nominated for Oscars every time. That's just what he does. So he's going to do it again, I suspect. Number 9, this is probably not on anybody's list, but I'm going to throw this in as my wild card. Project Hail Mary. This is Ryan Gosling in space. You watch the trailer and you think, it's kind of quirky, it's kind of funny, it's kind of good. But a couple of things about this film. 1, it's directed by Lord and Miller. And I rate those directors so much. They can tell a story. And they do have a funny bone, a sense of humour to them, but their stories are so well told. Obviously, I'm talking about the Into the Spider-Verse movies. But what else is it about this film? Well, it's a film based on a book, or maybe it's just a script, I don't know. But the same guy who wrote the book for The Martian, the Matt Damon film Stock on Mars. That film was so good, and the science in that film was so good. And you watch that film and you go, that guy's the writer of that story has such a keen sense for sci-fi that now that I'm seeing his next film being made by Lord and Miller, starring Ryan Gosling, who's also on a hot streak, I'm just like, this has potential to be like The Martian, but even better. And even bigger, even grander, even more exciting than The Martian. And I love The Martian. It's one of my favourite films of like the past 10 years, if it came out in the last 10 years. Hopefully it did. And then finally, number 10, I've got The Life of Chuck, starring Tom Hiddleston, Luke Skywalker, directed by Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan is just wonderful. I just think Mike Flanagan is so good as a writer. I really love his stuff. And I think this one was like the top choice in a film festival last year. So I'm like, okay, people seem to like this film a lot. It's not out yet in the UK, but I'm just going to put it in there because I didn't really know what to put at number 10. But that's my 10. At number 10, Life of Chuck. Number 9, Project Hail Mary. 8, Avatar. Number 7, Marty Supreme. Number 6, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Number 5, Begonia. Number 4, Jay Kelly. Number 3, Wicked for Good. Number 2, One Battle After Another. And then number 1, Sinners. Out of all of those films, I've only seen Sinners. So that's probably why it's number 1 at the moment. But we'll just see. Let me know what your lists are. What do you think? Do you have early predictions for the Oscars next year? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. As always, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. And just don't forget, as you walk through your life, that I, Mr. Popcorn King, I love you guys. I love you more than you know. And I just hope your day is amazing.